Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of our I've Decided podcast. I'm Kim Martin, founder of I've Decided and host of your show today. I am so excited to be with my newfound friend, Jennifer Culey. And Jennifer is the founder of Foxy Online Marketing. I love it. She's foxy, isn't she? Absolutely. So we are going to be talking to you today about our I've Decided weekly winning word, our topic this week, which is bonafide. And if you're curious and you're thinking, I know what bonafide means, I think. Well, let me clarify for you. Bonafide is basically the real deal. It means that you're genuine, right? You're authentic. You are the real McCoy. So what makes you the real deal? That is the question of the week. That's what we have put out there to our I've Decided community. It's been our topic of discussion this week. You know, how are we living out our bona fide selves? How are we being genuine? Well, I couldn't think of a better guest to join me this week because for many reasons. We got lots to share about. You're going to be speaking at our community networking and learning, doing that second part, talking about websites. Mm-hmm. We are collaborating on a workshop that we're going to be doing in June, I think coming up in June. And that's what you're all about when it comes to social media, websites. I think you've said this to me on many occasions since we've met a few months ago, but it's like, it needs to represent who you are. It needs to speak who you are. Right. And so I thought, well, what a perfect week. And this is a perfect word. And I thought you would be a perfect guest. So Jennifer Culey with Foxy Online Marketing. So tell us a little bit about you, Jennifer, and what you got going on over at Foxy.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for having me as a guest on the show. And also for being official name ambassador for me. Kim has mastered how to pronounce my name, and she's helping others
screaming across the room, going, Culey! And I've been practicing it. I can't tell you how many times I've said it over and over and over and over again.
It's different.
It's a beautiful name, though. Yeah. I love it. It's so it's unique, right?
Everyone
it's bona fide.
Everyone thinks it's Hawaiian, but
it's not.
No.
Is it American? It's not.
It's Tanzanian. My husband's from Tanzania.
Okay.
He's African.
Okay, nice. So that's where the name comes from. So Culey. But it sounds like it could be like the three. I want to make it like the 3 syllables, but it's not. But anyway, great name. And once you got it, you will never forget it.
Yeah.
That's a cool name. That's a name that you want to have.
Yeah.
A name that people don't forget. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you. So, I already forgot. What was the question?
Well, just telling us about you and who you are and a little bit more about Foxy Online Marketing.
So the I guess birth of Foxy Online Marketing came after doing a lot of years with print magazines and print classifieds paper. My I guess heart is people, and I've said before, like I was one of those kids that just talked to everybody. Like my grandma would take me to the grocery store or whatever. I'm just like asking questions and talking to people. And when I got older and I got into advertising, I saw that businesses were almost just like people. They got their own nuances, their own personalities, their own stories. And I was working, like I said, in sales and advertising, and I was able to help them create stories and bring forth that, message through advertising.
Right.
So 2 different passions, sales and I guess people and business kind of like came together. So when, 2017, by that time, I honestly probably should have been doing social media marketing before then for my customers, but there was a lot of resistance. A lot of people still wanted to do print, but I just had to take the leap of faith. Like, no, I know what's best for people, and I want to teach them, how.
Well, our marketing world took a pivot, right? So we moved from not that there's not still some value in print and value in TV and value in some of those things. But obviously all eyes are on online. I mean, we have to face it. That's where the majority of people are going. That's where they're spending their time. I think the last statistics, and you probably know this better than anyone, that I saw on Facebook was I don't know how many hours on average the average person spends scrolling through Facebook, but it's like a couple of hours a day.
How much we spend on it.
My phone just told me I spent 8 hours
a day.
No, last week.
Oh, a week.
8 hours. It said your time was longer. What just shared with me that I spent more time. It said you spent more time on social media this week than normal. You think 8 is well, good. I felt like it was a lot. I was like 8 hours scrolling through social media. Okay, but we are working and I'm putting stuff out on social media. It's a part of business. But yes, so I can tell you firsthand that I alone spent 8 hours last week.
How many hours did you watch
social media?
TV last week?
Well, actually, okay, confession. So
the voice is
bonafide. I'm just going to be bonafide for you right here and genuine, right? I usually only watch 1 or 2 shows, and it's usually The Voice or American Idol or both of those, and they happen to be on at the same time, so I've watched those. But I got sucked into another show this season. Have you seen Farmer Wants a Wife?
No.
Yeah, so
you got a new show.
So I've been watching Farmer Wants a Wife. There you go. That's my confession. But it's not. It's really it's good. Like it's more respectful. It's not like they're not kissing all over each other and doing stuff like that. It's kind of a good
family.
It's clean. Yeah, it is. It is clean. It's not like The Bachelor, which would suck me in sometimes, and then I would feel guilty watching that. But that's okay.
Side note: did you know Reba's going to?
Yes, I just saw that.
I love Reba.
I know. I love her too. Fancy was her name.
One thing that I wanted to circle back to is when you said like there's still a place for print and radio and everything. Yeah, I agree. This is my issue that I have with those medias. They charge like it's the prime. Some have even gone up to advertise in, a print newspaper or radio or television ad is probably more expensive.
Yeah. Well, it's probably, they gotta, things are, and if you don't have if more people are tending, but even those companies, even like your TV, when I do TV, they're putting me out on social media too. You know what I mean? Like a portion of that is they're doing online marketing too, more than TV. So they see that pivot for sure.
Well, what they've done is they've tried to add that on as a value for, being on this platform where eyes aren't really at.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So in marketing, they have the CPM, which is cost per thousand. I don't know why it's an M, but so every media, newspaper, radio, even Facebook, they break it down how much they charge you, and it's per thousand. So it could be $1 per thousand. It could be $72 per thousand. So your cost for customer acquisition on these platforms is probably, I think the last time I did the research was about $2 on Facebook and as high as like $70 on some traditional advertisement.
Wow.
So it's not like I think that there's not a place for those. It's just what they're charging small businesses, to advertise on there is you can get your money's worth way more in social media. And that's the whole point. Plus, if you are driving in your car and you hear a radio ad and you're like, oh, I do need my gutters cleaned. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to remember the name of the company. You're not going to remember the number.
You're just going to go home and Google gutter clean.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10.
And whoever pops up.
Right.
Yes.
So when you have a Facebook ad, you can save it for later. You can click learn more. You can click the ad or the post and call them directly. You can't do that with a billboard or TV or anything else.
Yeah.
So
no, I see the value. That's for sure. No doubt about it. And going back to our weekly word and our topic of this week being bona fide, I feel that I can be real. Like if I'm using social media as a platform, my websites as a platform, I'm putting video content just like this, just like doing this podcast here, right? I'm able to be genuine, be myself, put myself out there. People get to know me, who I am.
People will connect to other people in life, not just social media, but in life, when they feel like they're being authentic. Because if you feel like someone's hiding something or putting on this persona or not being themselves, you're just like, it's just a natural reaction.
It's skeptical, right? And you can feel it. I mean, it's that intuition that the red flags are just going off like crazy. Like, well, something's not right here. There's a bad vibe happening.
Inconsistent.
Well, speaking of is, you know, when it comes to being genuine, this is what I shared in our weekly winning resource. And I basically said, your life is calling you to be genuine. It's calling you to be the real deal. If you're going to achieve your goals and dreams, then being a bona fide person, putting yourself out there as your authentic self is a requirement. Like you're never going to tap into your full potential of success if you're trying to be a fraud, if you're trying to copy someone else or doing it from a place that's not you.
Life's too short, you know, to not be happy.
And you're much happier when you're just being you. Because you don't have any stress. I don't have to try to go, oh, how am I going to be today? Stress out and worry over that. No, I'm just going to be myself. And you I know you're like that too. And that's one of the reasons why we connected.
I don't feel like I'm perfect. I still have individual things I want to work, but I respect that energy so much in people. There used to be this TV show, a game show, whereby you have like different levels. They would ask you a question and they have like this lie detector hooked up to you.
What was that?
I forgot. But
I know what you're talking. I've seen that though.
But if you told the truth, then you went on to like the next level. And for some reason that kind of just like resonated with me, because like if you just tell the truth, like
you don't have to think.
And the other thing, Kim, is like nobody has leverage over you. You don't have to be scared you're going to be exposed or found out or whatever. You're just like,
right,
this is my stuff. Like,
this is my story.
Mind your business. You got stuff too.
We all got stuff, and that's for sure.
But you never have to be afraid of like, you know, making decisions out of fear. Like, you know, you're just being
I don't know what it is. I've just always felt like I've always been an open book. I've never really been a super private person, even my bad stuff, you know, because I always felt like, well, it gives people permission, you know, if they see that
it's empowering, I think.
I just don't want to put forth the energy to try to
come up with a story,
come up with stories or whatever.
Like,
I'm like,
I overslept.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like that's you. I'm like you
happened.
said. Right? It's kind of like when you said you don't. How many hours would you spend watching TV? I started to say just 1 hour, but that really would have not been honest, right? Because generally, I watch The Voice. That could be up to 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then this year, I've been watching The Voice and American Idol, right? And then I also been watching the Farmer Show too. So it's like, okay, I just tell the truth, because then next week, if you saw me and I'm like, oh, have you seen that show? Yeah. You'd be like, wait, you
watched 3 shows.
You said you only watched 2.
Yeah.
That's how it works, though, right? That's how people find you out. You're like, wait, she said.
Yeah.
You know, and people pick up on that.
Which, you know, also you don't have to care too much about other people's opinions. Don't judge yourself either. Just, you know, I think there's a great power in just being in touch with yourself and having self-awareness. And just like, even if you're working through things, you know, that's okay. Yeah. It's okay to be inconsistent if you're self-aware of it and you're like, okay, I'm working on that.
I'm working on that. Yeah.
I know I said I quit smoking and you saw me cigarette.
Exactly. That would be bad. Yeah. But so here's the deal. How do you know if you're the real deal? Okay. Like, we want to be aware. We want to compare. Are we being the real deal? Are there times where it's like, oh, maybe I'm not? So I listed out some characteristics and we talked about a few of them, but I'd love to just get your feedback on here. And also I think you could probably help correlate it back to that online marketing, right? To that your social media pages, your website pages, which I cannot wait for Thursday morning, which shameless plug. I don't know if you're listening to this podcast a year from now. Well, it's too late.
Yeah.
You can probably go on our website and maybe find the recording if you join our community or something. But if you're around and you're listening to this podcast, either Tuesday, Wednesday, in time for Thursday, which is May 18th of 2023.
It's going down.
It's going down because Jennifer is going to be here telling us all about websites and what helps our websites work for us.
Yeah.
And what we can do and sharing some pointers. And you did the same thing with us last month.
Yeah.
This is like the second part with social media, and everybody loved it. They're just raving about it.
I was happy to hear that. I wanted to definitely bring value and kind of be, be in this space for people that aren't sure what to do with social media or feel intimidated. So I think, like you said, with some of the things about being transparent and being yourself, that definitely translates into successful social media. I think the best, just in the Peoria area, we got like Trefskers, Rabers, Peoria Architectural Salvage. All three of those have over 25,000 followers, and they are just being themselves. Like Buddy, the owner of Rabers, will just be walking around in a butcher's coat and just talking.
His bloody coat. He could use that as a slogan. I'm here with my bloody coat.
Trefskers.
He could say it with a British accent too. This bloody coat.
I love a good British accent. I know. They always turned into like another country or whatever.
I know. My daughters, their Siri has a British accent. It's a guy with a. I'm like, look at you, got your guy with the British accent. They're like, yes, we love it. So those characteristics, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
People that are bona fide, people that are genuine and authentic are consistent.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. It's just being consistent in who you are. You can have all these different personalities. You have your personality. We were talking about this before the show started, right? I'm like, you're soft spoken. I'm so loud. But we have different personalities, but it would not be genuine for you to try to be super loud and for me to try to be soft spoken, right? It's just not who we are.
Yeah. And you could be bigger than what you're envisioning, yourself. You can look at, you want to be like this person, but you could be a whole like different person, or there's greatness in you that's not going to come out if you're not being yourself.
Yeah. You can have mentors.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I want to clarify. It's not like that you can't have a mentor that you're like, this person's kind of doing what I would love to do. They're doing a good job. They're killing it.
Yeah.
I want to learn from them, but you're still not trying to be them. You're just trying to learn from them and apply some of their success methodologies.
Yeah.
That's different.
And put your own mix.
That's
Your
okay.
own spin on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else I think is important about the consistency? It's that your actions match what your words say. You know what I mean? Like,
what
you
don't
say
and do.
Yeah. So you don't have to guess what someone's values are if you're able to just watch their lives.
You can't
should be able to see what their values are based on how they're living, what they're doing, their behavior.
You can't trust someone if they say one thing and like do another. So I think that's important too.
Yeah, it's a huge red flag for me. So I have trusting issues anyway.
Yeah.
Comes from way back. That's a whole nother story in itself. But I learned this as an adult that it caused me some problems I had to work through. But I struggle with trusting anyway. So my wall kind of comes up until I really get to know someone. And so if a person says one thing and they're doing another, oh my gosh, I immediately, I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I don't trust that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. Right.
Yeah. And it's like, I got this from Iyanla Van Zandt. I don't know if you are familiar with she is, but she's like, she said it's unloving to ask someone to do something they're incapable of doing. Like sometimes people just aren't ready.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
like
exactly.
Give them the grace. They still need to grow.
Of course.
They're just not ready.
Yeah. No, right. But if they say, if a person says, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And then they are.
They're always late.
Or they don't.
Yeah.
It's like
this is a
pattern.
weird.
That's a pattern. Yeah. No, I get what she's saying though.
Yeah.
That's kind of like in a training environment or at work, right? Or we can tend to see I probably am so guilty of that, because you can see things in people, like you can see their qualities.
Yeah, that's
And
from
they
our
may not be
podcast. We kind of
ready.
talked about
Yeah,
this.
they may not be ready, but you can see it. I can see it. Like I can see that they're capable, and then I'm trying to get them to get there before they're ready to get there. Yeah, that can see. And I like how she says that. It's actually unloving to ask someone to do something they're not capable of. Interesting. I'm gonna have to really think. That's a deep thinker.
I love her.
That's a deep thinker. I'm gonna have to think on that one. We're gonna come back to that
All right.
on another podcast.
Part
2 to be continued. The other thing I think that is a great quality of a bona fide person is that they confess. So meaning that we're not perfect. You're not perfect. You just said earlier, you make lots of mistakes. I make mistakes on the constant.
Yeah.
And I think we're the opposite of perfect. We probably make more mistakes because we're just being who we are.
Yeah.
Right? We're not trying to be perfect, or we're not trying to fit into a mold. So we probably do make more mistakes, but we're willing to admit. We're saying, oh my gosh, I totally messed up. I'm so sorry.
To me, that feels like accountability. And I feel like when someone makes a mistake and they can say, like, I messed up, this is what happened, I feel like you can respect that and trust them a little bit more than someone that just makes excuses like, oh, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah. It's so funny. A gal in our I've Decided community, it made me think of the social media aspect of this, right?
Okay.
She's starting to put videos out there, and it's practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And it was her first video, and she's like, she totally messed. She's like, hey, everybody. And oh, that's terrible. But she posted it. And she's like, I'm going to put a better one in a little while, but here's my first video where I froze, and it was funny, and everybody's like, ha, ha, ha. And that was just her being genuine and authentic. She could have just deleted it, redid it. And that would be fine too. But I just thought it was cute that she's like,
real.
It was real. She's like, and so how many people did she give permission to say, you can
do it.
You can do a video. Look at me. I just froze. Here it is. My first video. And I was going to had all this stuff I was going to say. And then I was like,
Yeah.
And then she stopped the video.
Yeah. And I think that's okay.
It's
not
great.
to judge yourself, and just the only way you're going to
laugh at yourself, have fun.
The only way you're going to learn is just get out there and do it.
Yep.
You're looking at my earrings. You really like them.
I love them. I have we've already talked about them. I'm like, I want those. You see me, I'm eyeing them down. I'm like, I'm just going to take them.
You know what? Side note, the spot for good jewelry is Two Sisters on Lake in Knoxville.
Two Sisters on Lake in Knoxville.
The little, they're not a thrift shop. Like antique kind of
store.
I
know right where there's. I've seen that. I have not been in there. Yeah. I need to go in there.
They got low-key. They got a lot of cool stuff in there.
I'm going to stop in there.
Yeah.
Bona fide people know they were born with a purpose. They have a higher calling. There's something deep inside of them that says there's more. I'm not there yet. The best is yet to come. I want more. And it's not because we're not satisfied, right? It's not because you're not satisfied with where you're at, but you just know if you keep,
this ain't it for me.
This ain't it. It's not it. It's never it until you take your last breath. It's not over till it's over.
Right.
And even then, that's when the best is yet to come.
Right.
But, at least that's what I believe. And so I think that it's always going to get better. It's always something more, a little more, a little more, a little more.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're alive and, you're breathing, you have a chance to do whatever, you still have opportunity to make the best out of any situation. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. We have something to do here on earth. And I think if you're genuine and you're living your authentic self, this, and that's what you're putting out to the world. So I love that.
That's part of being your bona fide self. That is just being in tune with yourself.
I love that. And the second thing is just being sincere, right? We're just that you're sincere and genuine in everything that you do. Like the sincere thing made me think about that there's no underlying, sometimes do you feel like some people, you've probably met those
like
people.
They have
an ulterior motive. It's like in everything.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no hidden agenda here. We're just out here doing this.
I kind of struggled with that a lot when I first started getting back on the horse and going to these groups. Like, let's be honest, we're all here to like network and
Right.
we have a business, but I wanted it to come across like I'm not just like trying to sell everybody. So I feel like that can be a balance sometimes, like actually bringing people value and
Oh, I
doing
see what you're
business.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
that
yeah.
you don't feel like you're overselling,
Yeah.
but bringing some value
Just
in that
being
network.
phony and just
Yeah.
like I don't want to like I worry about that vibe like a lot.
Well, you shouldn't, because you don't come off like that at
Yeah.
all. Yeah. So,
Because I'm a salesperson at heart, you know what I mean? So I'm just
Right.
like, even waiting for you, I went and did some prospecting, just like that's just part of who I am. But because I love it, Kim, like,
yeah.
I'm a bona fide salesperson.
That's a t-shirt.
It is.
You
You should make t-shirts for I've decided.
I know I have.
Oh, okay, cool.
We need to come up with some good slogans, though. I like that, though. Bona fide salesperson. That is great. That'll make everybody run.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would love it and laugh. I think they would love it and laugh. Bona fide salesperson.
Yeah.
We should put
Salespeople would love it.
Salespeople would love it. That's great. We just came up with a new business idea right here on the I've Decided podcast.
Yes.
I've decided to be a bona fide salesperson. The real deal, gonna sell it to you, baby.
I wish I had a bell right here. Like,
Yeah.
I ring a bell when I make sales sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Old school.
Woohoo! Let's side note on that for a second, because online marketing and your website and your social media, you said it is about sales.
Yeah.
And we act like sales is a bad
thing,
word. And so I need to have a little sidebar conversation on that
right now.
right here and
Okay.
now, because sales is not a bad word.
This is the thing. Every business has to make a profit in order to be in business. Even nonprofits have to make a profit. And there has to be some system within the organization that is bringing money in.
We're all selling ourselves.
Yeah.
Every day, every person, you're putting yourself out there. You know what the best definition of a sale I've ever heard in my life is?
What?
It's just a transference of passion.
Okay.
It's saying, I love this so much, Jennifer. You will love it too.
Think about like when people convert people into Christianity, like how much passion, like they make you want to go to church. You just look at them, like how they live their life and how much
it's going to change your life.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be better.
That's passion.
It is passion. And it's the same. And so I look at sales like that. It's like, when someone, I like sales too.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm good in sales, but it's not because I'm a dirty salesperson. It's because I'm a passionate person.
Yeah.
And when someone says to me, I can sell snow to an Eskimo, it offends me.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because Eskimos don't need snow. Why would I even try to sell snow to an Eskimo? Right? That would be silly.
Yeah. There's two different types of salespeople, I feel like. In the one that we're talking about, like being sincere, like if you have a service or a product or something that can help people and change their lives, then it's okay just to be
you're obligated.
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar says you're obligated. My favorite Zig Ziglar quote, he says this. He says, if you have a product or a service that would help someone, you are obligated to share it with them.
Yeah.
Whether they accept it isn't, whether they say yes or no, doesn't matter, but we have to share.
Yeah.
So if you're saying, I can help you with your social media,
Mm-hmm.
I have information that can help you be better in your business and get more customers.
Yeah.
I have to tell you.
I really had to sell that a lot when I first started, because even though it was 2017, Kim, like so many people were still stuck on like print or, radio or whatever. And I really had to be like passionate about it to explain to them, like, no, this is, why, and blah, 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 blah. Like you have to be immersed, almost, because if you're like filled with it, they're only going to get like this much of it. So the more you care about something, the bigger.
I know. Sometimes I feel like when I walk down the street, people run. I see them turn their head. They're like, oh no, there she comes. What is she going to try to get me? Because I'm super passionate about things. And if I have something that I think is beneficial for you, I'm going to tell you about it.
Yeah.
I'm constantly selling I've Decided. Why? Because we can help you.
Yeah.
I think that we help people achieve their goals and dreams. Why would I not share that with you?
I don't get that vibe from you at all.
Well, I will tell you about it if you let me. And, if I own Curves, right? We help women get in their health under control.
Mhm.
I'm passionate about it. If you're a woman and I hear you're not exercising, then I'm going to say you should try curves.
Yeah.
Not because I'm trying to force you to buy
Membership.
curves.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you that I can
It's
help you. We can help you. It's life changing.
What it did for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me that you're interested in learning more about Christianity, well, sit right down and let me tell you all about it, because that is the best decision that I've ever made in my life. It changed everything about my life, how I parent, the type of wife I am, how I run my business, how I live my life. It changed everything.
Yeah.
And I will tell anyone that is willing to listen.
And if you're coming from that place, that's being sincere.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
There's no ulterior motive
Mm-mm.
except for you want something good for someone else.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that is a good sale.
Mhm.
You just want them to have what you have. You
Yeah.
want them to have the goodness that you have found.
Mhm.
You want them to experience the same success, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like selling a car. I could sell cars, but I would need to sell a
good
car
car.
that I really
Mhm.
love. Like,
Yeah.
I've been driving a Honda van for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I got the same car, the exact same car, just newer,
Yeah.
when I bought my new car. So I could sell Honda vans. I tell you all about them.
I parked my mom van next to your mom van in the back.
But I can tell you one thing. I'm going to get a Honda Pilot the next time.
I thought you were going for the Aviator.
Well, I want an Aviator, but they're like $80,000 or $90,000.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, don't get a brand new one.
Well, I know. The Aviators are super nice, but I don't know that it's in my budget anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if the purple jet, the Aviator. But the Aviator's oh yeah, those are so nice.
Yeah.
Have you've seen those?
No, but I have a car.
You have an Aviator?
No. I have a car that I want.
I'm like,
still.
if you have an Aviator, I'm going to become an online marketing.
Yeah. Stop the podcast.
Stop the podcast. Right. Anyway, no, yeah, they're awesome. I would love one of those, but I really think they're close. I think they're $80,000 or $90,000.
Get one a couple of years old, like 5 years old. They're like new. People.
They don't drive them very much. If you can afford to buy a new Aviator, you probably got like 5 cars, and you probably don't. You only drive the Aviator when you take a trip or
new
something.
Cars they depreciate so fast. Like, yeah, I'll never buy a brand new car.
Yeah, I brought my van brand new, but I got it like in the year like it was a 2016, but I got it in 2017.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So so I got a good deal on it. But anyway, neither here nor there. All right, last thing is they have a plan. So I think, we're not free willy-nilly. We're not just floating down the river going anywhere. If you know where you're going, you can be genuine.
Yeah.
If you're wishy-washy, then you're going to be wishy-washy.
It also helps you hit your goals or whatever, because that's like your compass. Like, is this action lining up to what my ultimate goal is, or is this going to take me away from it? So that can be your compass too.
Yeah. And I think about even like the social media post is, making that plan of how you're posting, right?
Yeah.
You shared that with us. Like, it can't
That's the
always,
biggest thing.
You need to have different kind of material out there. You don't want to post the same thing every day.
Yeah.
The other thing you shared that I learned so much from, which I got to do a better job, and hopefully you're going to be able to help me do this.
Okay, I think I know what you're going to
say. Is posting all the same content on every platform. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. Because who's got enough time to, it's like I don't feel like I have enough time, and it's better than nothing.
There's certain things that you can post on across platforms, like a reel. Like, there's been when TikTok came out, they kind of like made all the other social media platforms get like them. So that's why you have reels, and that's why you have lives and stories. So that like Facebook and Instagram wanted to get a piece of the pie too, or even YouTube with shorts taken off now. So there's some things that you can like, they do work well.
They work well, but like you said, you gave us that little hint that every social media has its own little personality.
Yeah.
So you got it. When someone is on LinkedIn, they're in a business mindset usually.
Yeah, right.
When they're on Facebook, maybe they're in a more playful, relaxed mindset. So you're tapping into, what your audience is.
Yeah.
So I think that's so good. So having that plan. And so, those are just some traits. I'm sure we could write a book on traits of what it truly means to be bona fide, but that gives you a good idea. And I think that we can all fall short.
Mhm.
We can all catch ourselves going, wait, I'm being like, I feel like I'm not being my real self right now. Like,
Yeah.
what are you like adapting too much? Like, I feel like I'm a kind of an adaptable person because I
Right.
have different, I have a friend group here, a friend group there, and this friend group and so you can be adaptable. It's okay to be adaptable in certain
Yeah.
environments. But if you feel yourself kind of swaying, adapting too much, becoming more
Of a follower.
of a chameleon kind of thing where you're pretending here and pretending there, that's where you got to step back and say, wait a minute, self-check. So listen, there's a nobody perfect. There's no 100% bona fide person every day, all day, 24/7.
Right.
Only Jesus.
Right.
Not us. Yeah, Jesus, not us. But we can work towards it. We can strive to be better. And that's all we're saying. And that's what it's all about. That's what I've decided is all about. It's all about being the best version of yourself. And we do that by providing you information education experts like Jennifer and having them, you're speaking on Thursday, again, this Thursday, May 18th, 8:30 to 10 a.m. You are welcome to join us. We'll post some information on the comments below. You're welcome to join us. You're going to be talking about websites, which I can't wait to learn from because I've learned so much on social media already. And then we are going to be putting this out here like very soon, probably going to post a comment below wherever you're watching or seeing this, and on our website where you can register for a 2-day workshop.
Yeah.
A special workshop. It's going to be 2-hour days.
Yeah.
Geared around going in more depth on the whole social media marketing platform and sales and marketing. It really is sales and marketing. And also then, of course, the websites. You're going to talk about things like 2 clicks deep. You ever heard that term before? I learned it from you. So I'm interested to learn more about that.
Yeah.
And just taking a deep dive. And so that's going to be open to anyone who wants to register for that. So you can find that on our I'veDecided.org website.
If anyone has any like subjects or questions like for me or the either the CNL event or the workshops, please just reach out in the comment section and put those down below because I really, really want to give you all feedback and content that's going to help you. So.
Yes. And how can they get in touch with you? Maybe somebody's listening and is like, I could use some social marketing expert to help me with my business.
So I do offer free social media audits. So what I will do, if you want to email me or even call me, my company is Foxy Online Marketing and my email is Jennifer@Foxy Online Marketing. But I will go through your website or not websites, your social media pages and just look at all of them and kind of give them an audit and just say you could be doing more of this or, just different tips about their specific page. Not Facebook groups. I don't do Facebook groups.
Business pages.
Yeah, business pages.
Business pages. You're doing that for us, and we're excited to get that information too. So awesome. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thanks, Kim.
I always love talking to you.
You're my favorite.
Oh, you're my favorite too. You have the best smile and just your presence so bona fide.
Yes.
Just genuine, and I just love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to our podcast. Whether you're watching video or listening on podcast, we do appreciate it. And if you are so inclined, we would love to have you join our community and we can help you achieve your goals and dreams, whatever they may be. So hop over to I'veDecided.org, check it out, look into our memberships. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.